Hello everybody, Christopher Beast here. In today's video we're going to be talking about how Shootout has been changed due to the 6.1 update. 6.1 finally added rewards to this mode, something that Shootout has largely been lacking ever since its launch. With rewards means a reason to play it, and by rewards I really do mean good rewards. Shootout has now some of the best rewards possible in the game with the Shootout crates. Shootout crates have the possibility to drop legendary crates and unique cosmetics, as well as crowns at higher rates than most other crates. This gives a genuine reason for some of the top players and even some casuals to jump into Shootout and play a couple rounds. Also, I must note that it's not like you just get one crate for winning, you can get up to 3. And if you buy boosters, you can get far more than 3. Keeping all this in mind, this has changed how Shootout works. Shootout before 6.1 was a very unpopular mode, and this was largely due to it not having rewards. Shootout would have long queue times and normally play with around 5 to 7 people. Now, Shootout has very quick queue times and plays from 8 to 10 people. The change in the number of people has affected Shootout as a game mode in a couple of ways, and that's really what we're going to be covering in today's video. So the first change I've got to mention is the removal of the pre-round group up. Originally, Shootout had this thing where there was a couple seconds before the round started where everyone could sprint around and say hi to each other. This isn't a major loss, but I do want to mention it because it is a change that, exists. It's not a huge one, it's not even a bad one. But yeah, moving on though to actual combat. Combat has been severely changed. Originally, Shootout was a mode that had a lot of long-range and medium-range firefights. This was primarily due to the lower player count, allowing people to have decent amounts of distance between each other. The top guns in Shootout originally would be your AR, such as the M16 and the AKM, and your long-range rifles, such as the M21, the H-bar, and so on. You get the idea. Weapons such as the MG were okay, but not great. SMGs were pretty bad. Now this is talking 7-person pre-6.1 Shootout. Shootout has been drastically changed now that it runs 10 people, as most rifles aren't really going to be very good. With the exception of the H-bar, because the H-bar is, even in Shootout, a broken weapon. Most M16s, AUR-A1s, AKs, VZ-58Ps aren't going to be as good as your MP5 ADR, and even, surprisingly, the MMGs. The MGs, not the MMGs, mounted MMGs, that'd be hilarious. Your MGs such as your KK62, your MG3, your PKM, these are now suddenly usable, which is a huge exception to what most people are used to. PKMs are traditionally in Shootout unusable. MG3s were okay-ish, but not really great. On that vein, though, the weapons that have been moved to unusable are your bolt-action rifles and your M21s. These weapons just aren't good anymore and will get outclassed pretty much every time. This is kind of a shame, but not a huge one because really those weapons didn't have much place in a fast-paced FFA anyway. Regardless what you think of the weapon changes, though, we must also mention how spawn changes work. Spawns originally in Shootout had some overlay. Overlay being where you'll spawn right on top of someone. Now it has a lot. A lot. It is very high chance that when you die, you'll respawn right on top of someone or in the middle of a firefight. This has caused some people to say that 10-person shouldn't even be a thing and that it should be lowered back down to 8. What you think is up to you. I'm not going to give my own opinion here. The other thing to note, the other downside of the 10-person, is server. The servers of Shootout aren't good. They've never been good. But now they are worse more than ever. With a lot of people playing the game mode, 10 people in short proximity of each other is causing massive server lag, especially when weapons such as the MGV are fired, which already cause server lag. The devs have promised a fix to this in the near future, so we don't have to see what that fix ends up being, But just keep in mind, for when people attack the 10-person, this is going to be one of their arguments. I hope you understand now the pros and the cons of the 10-person shootout versus the 7-person shootout, and really how 6.1 has changed shootout as a whole. Whether you're someone that thinks 6.0s or 6.1 shootouts was better is totally up to you, and I won't give you an opinion. I won't say you have to have an opinion. Whether you think server stability is more important, or if you think that really FFAs should be played like how they are in other games, SMG spam, it's all up to you. I hope you guys learned or enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time.